Peace. In the 5% nation of gods and earths, it's a very prevalent phrase, a statement that says that your word is bond, regardless to whom or what. It's a knowledge degree. And the question is, have you not heard that your word is bond, regardless to whom or what? The answer is, yes, my word is bond, and bond is life, and I will give my life before my word shall fail. So giving your word, that phrase has been used countless times across the board. I've heard it way before I even became a part of the culture of the 5%. Like your word is bond, right? From what I know now, I would critique, or I would argue that most don't even know what the hell they saying outside of a phrase that they heard in a movie or a rap song or something like that. A bond is to bind. Your word is your bond. Keeping your word is like an ancient relic. And this is all my opinion. I have anecdotal evidence, but I won't paint a broad picture across. Again, we speaking to the majority, not the minority. So I don't think people keep their word, or they are real fickle with their word. Their word doesn't hold value because they are more so emotional, and they are willing to waver on their word if it fits them at that particular time. But your word is your bond. It's easy to say it in the time of peace, in the time of comfort. But who cares then? Are you just talking to talk, to hear yourself talk? Are you loquacious? Are you just a conversationalist, somebody that just likes to chatty patty? I'm not talking about that. You're just saying your word is bond. Or better yet, in the hood, it's on something. On my mama, on the dead homies, on the set. In the hood, saying those three phrases is equivalent to saying word is bond. We know, we done seen enough of these lives and podcasts to where these niggas just be talking on the hood, on my mama, on the dead homies, on God. I was raised up saying the same verbiage. So I've seen that said thousands and hundreds of thousands of times. So what I'm pointing out is that it's fickle and it's emotional. And rarely do you hear my word is bond and I'm standing on that. It doesn't have to be nothing crazy. You don't have to go to the extreme and be melodramatic in these instances. But we say these things to get a stronger conviction to whomever we speaking with. They really can hear us sincerely and know that we really mean what we're saying. So we want to emphasize what we're saying by saying my word. I give you my word. However, it's just like saying I love you. It's just thrown around. It's valueless at this point. It really means nothing to when somebody hears it. So then you fall into the category of it's like everybody else. And so when somebody else hears it, or you're telling somebody this, they just take it with a grain of salt, which is cool because you don't take nothing on face value. That's perfectly fine. But your works, your actions should far outweigh your words. So when you do speak, your word is bond. Everybody is going to know because your actions say that your word is bond. So let's stand clear and stray away from the mediocre, average, overemphasizing my word is bond. And there's no use in saying it. There's no need to say it. It's a cordial phrase to say. My word, my word. Now, who am I to tell whomever what to do? It's my personal opinion. And if you want to be taken seriously, you only use serious terms during serious situations. If you just use them frivolously in any type of situation, whether cordial or dramatic, then you're going to be taken as just a person who is just throwing around loose terms with no validity and no sincerity that's been associated with it. So, we know that your word is bond isn't held to the standard that it should be held to because the actions don't correlate with the words. So how do you take somebody serious? How do you believe when somebody is telling you something? Or are you going to walk around in this hesitant mode with any and everybody that you speak to? And you're going to double and triple work everything because you're not sure if somebody's going to keep their word? In my opinion, that is absolutely not the way to go. If you don't have discernment, you don't have a sense of wisdom to be able to weed out the nuances. Because people's actions always precede their words. You should be able to discern whether somebody you should even be doing business with, or you should be having some type of rapport with. We shouldn't be holding people to a standard that they don't hold themselves to, and they don't have a foundation to stand on to show validity of them keeping a word or whatever that y'all are doing, business, cordial, or otherwise. So we definitely not going to waste our time on people that have no integrity. And I'm saying this with all due respect. So the first person that's going to hold themselves accountable is you. It's me. I should not be dealing with somebody that wavers on their commitments. And let's just say, for the sake of argument, that you do. You did your due diligence. You've seen nothing in their character that shows flaws in terms of keeping their word. When they don't keep their word, you hold them to it. No need to be all pissed off and be overly aggressive. They just don't keep their word. You make adjustments and you proceed. But you have that in your mind. It's a mental notation. You cannot fulfill tasks, big or small, because your track record shows me that you can. Now, it's nuances, it's caveats within this, right? Because maybe they was going to meet you somewhere and they wasn't able to make it on time. If they call in advance and say, look, I'm not going to be able to make it, that's perfectly fine. We should not hold nobody, nor hold yourself to a commitment that you need to reset the expectations for a reason. It happens. That can't be your cop-out. You can't always cop out to reset the expectations because your ass due diligence, you plan wrong, or you don't have the foresight to see how you should be planning X, Y, and Z. So once you see a pattern, and a pattern is once or twice max. You can't put that. You have to put that person in a particular box to say that your word is not bond. It's unfortunate. It will be truthful, factual, and I guarantee you it will save you time, money, thought, energy. Once you start weeding out the nuances, you start weeding out the weak links because you're getting to where you want to get to. You're doing what you need to do to be successful in whatever your endeavors are. So it's a quick build idea today. We're building on your word being bond. And that's what we're going with. I'll be back at you again. Peace.